Black light here. But this right here is a very important video to study on two levels. First level is to show you how the Caucasian uses Tel-Lie-Vision. We call it tell lies with vision. How he could slant things out of proportion. And because it's on a modern device like television, most people think that it's true. Now I'm getting ready to show you a report by this white man to the masses of the American citizens called The Hate That Hate Produce, talking about the Nation of Islam. Now, Muslims been in operation for a long time, and they never did go out and mass murder white people to this very day. They don't murder white people by the scores. Matter of fact, they are peaceful people for the most part, even though some of you think that Khalid was murdered by them and Malcolm X was murdered by them. But those of you who think like that never think about how we were being lynched by the Klan. I got some videos to show you how they were lynching us. I'm not going to go back and show you those videos right now because I want you to focus on propaganda at its best. Now, propaganda is neither good or bad. It's merely propaganda only means promotion of an idea or a fact, and they're using television. Now, black people at this time, 2019, are wreaking havoc among each other. We done got to the point where we don't barely own any businesses, black-owned businesses. We done got to the point where we done start killing children, raping our women, shooting each other, murdering each other at an alarming rate. But we don't go out and murder white people like we kill each other. But on the other hand, white people not only murder their presidents like Kennedy and Lincoln, and they not only murder themselves, mass murderers, serial killers, but they also murder us. Let's get into it.
Segment of the American Negro population. Tonight, because of the considerable interest evoked by the serialized version, we are repeating this disturbing story with additional film sequences which we did not have time to use last week. And then after the documentary portion of the program, Dr. Anna Hedgeman, former administrative assistant to Mayor Robert Wagner, Arnold Forster of the Anti-Defamation League, Jackie Robinson, former Brooklyn Dodger star and now columnist for the New York Post, Roy Wilkins, Executive Secretary of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and the Reverend Dr. Gardner Taylor, President of the Protestant Council of Greater New York. 5 people with a particular and immediate interest in race relations will talk about what can be done about the rising tide of racism among this segment of the Negro population. So now, the hate that hate produced. While city officials, state agencies, white liberals, and sober-minded Negroes stand idly by, a group of Negro dissenters is taking to street corner step ladders, church pulpits, sports arenas, and ballroom platforms across the United States to preach a gospel of hate that would set off a federal investigation if it were preached by Southern whites. What are they saying? Listen.
I charge the white man with being the greatest liar on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest drunkard on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest swine eater on earth, yet the Bible forbids it. I charge the white man with being the greatest gambler on earth. I charge the white man, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, with being the greatest murderer on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest peace breaker on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest adulterer on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest robber on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest deceiver on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest troublemaker on earth. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I ask you, bring back a verdict of guilty as charged.
These are the Black Hills of Dakota. The Sioux Indians named this land. It is their word for friendly. There are 7 warrior tribes in the Sioux Nation, and I have prayed that Dakota and its hills would be too rough for the white man and his plows. But once again the white man comes. I watch their coming with a sad heart. There are few now, but I know that many will come, for they seek the white man's treasure, gold. I am Sitting Bull, the leader of the Sioux Nation. My people are spread to the far corners of our land. This is Crazy Horse, my warrior chieftain. And these are some of my people.
See, there was a time when we were in Africa. They call it Egypt. Another word for it was ancient Kemet. Another word for it was Tamarian. Another word for it was Ethiopia. That's the word that you see in the Bible, Ethiopia. We were highly developed scientists. That we were into deep thinking, thought. So we built pyramids to show you how deep our thought was. During this period, do you think we was at war? And how long did this period last? So when we made the Caucasian was disagreeable to our way of life. So we had to march them across the burning sands into the caves of Europe. That's why he got the name Caucasian. At the end of the word, at the end of the last syllable in Caucasian is Asian. The first is Cauk, stands for the Caucasus Mountain. Caucasus Mountain in Asian. This is a hint to tell you that the world or the planet was called Asia. Think about it. Who called us the Asiatic black man? Noble Drew Ali and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We was on the planet for millions of years before the Caucasians showed up. Then we put him in the caves, and then when he came out the caves, we tried to civilize him again. But the tables was turned, and this is where people get mixed up at. How did the tables get turned where the Caucasian is now the ruling class, and we are in the ghettos of North America acting uncivilized, killing up each other, but not actually attacking our open enemy? There's a word called psychology, and there's another word called prophecy. You put them two words together, and it was prophesied that this would be, but it also was prophesied that the Caucasian rule would come to an end. It is hidden under religious science. But that's the natural facts of it, everything, you know. The Caucasian recreated the black man in his image. Now we acting barbaric like him. So don't be too hard on yourself, black man, black woman. Those of you who subscribe to me, press like if you know where I'm coming from, or dislike if you don't know where I'm coming from. But keep watching. And keep watching the Caucasian, how he runs politics, how he's over in other people's country trying to rule them, tell them what to do. There are some white people that try to be civilized, but it's a minute few. They can't hardly do nothing. But you got to lead by example. So you can change your brothers and sisters' mindset into the thinking of God. But don't fall for the hype that you don't know who the devil is. We know who the devil is. This is black man, black light.